confession. With you, I feel a connection. With you, it's like an infection. I've been infected with an obsession. With you, never any tension. Nothing but love and affection. Enough of my case, so let's cut to the chase. Listen up, cause these are the directions. Obey what I say, don't complain, I don't wanna hear questions. Follow my lead, time to fall to your knees. It's an order, it's not a suggestion. I'm about to teach you a lesson. I recommend you pay attention. This is my kingdom, you're stripped of all freedom. You want nothing but my possession. Head back, hands tied, mouth shut, eyes wide. Baby, I'm yours. I said, baby, I'm yours. Whatever you say, go. Nobody needs to know. Whatever you say, go. I'm under your control. So hit me. So, for the remainder, you were about to get chained up. If ever you feel you're in danger, just say the safe word, I won't get angered. Now, I'm done being playful. I promise that I keep it tasteful. So, lay on the table, cause this is about to get painful. Open up wide, I'm going inside. You're not going nowhere until the sunrise. I love when you scream, I know what it means. That's why we make a good team, but never a witness. How we get off is nobody's business, is it? So, it's funny how nobody knows how much you love being under control. Tell me what to do. Show me how to feel. Show me how to feel. Under your control. Under your control. Everything is real. Whatever you say, go. Nobody needs to know. Whatever you say, go. I'm under your control. So hit me. Nothing but love and affection. So hit me. Nothing but love and affection. So hit me. Head back, hands tied, mouth shut, eyes wide. Baby, I'm yours. I said, baby, I'm yours. Whatever you say, go.
Good evening. Hello, Ray. How are you? I was listening to the lyrics of this song. I've realised it's quite filthy, but you know, consensually so. I think it's a little bit kink as well. I don't know. What do I know about these things? How are we doing? Hello, Rick. How are we doing? It is Friday. It is a long weekend if you're in the UK. I don't know if you got a holiday Monday this week, Rick, in Germany. But yeah, we got a long weekend, and then we got another long weekend the weekend after. But that's because some big-eared cunt who thinks he wants to rule us all, well, apparently does rule us all. So you do excellent. I hope you're gonna have fun with your long weekend. Mayday. Are you all right? Do you need help? Because it's French and it's you. Okay, we're not. Enough of that one. Right. So yes. Moving on. I took following week off work. Not this week. The next week. Because why not? You got 3-day weekend. Take 4 days off. Make it a week. And I was thinking of going away. I was thinking, you know what? Maybe I should do a little holiday. Should I go to Europe? Yeah, I don't know. The queues. Turns out, leaving the European Union would cause a hassle on European travel. Who'd have thunk it? Not the queues! So yeah, that kind of put me off maybe doing something in Europe. And then I thought, oh, let's do something in the UK. And I thought, oh, you know what? My YouTube algorithm, for some reason, it gives me a lot of train-related content. I enjoy it, so I watch it, and so the algorithm feeds me more. So my YouTube algorithm is wrestling and train vlogs. Which is like, because I like a train. I like travelling on trains. That's, one of the things I was thinking. Should I go to Europe? Take the trains around Europe. That was fun last time. And then I remembered that we do have some sleeper trains in the UK. Because sleeper trains are great. Not only do you get to take a train somewhere, but you get to sleep. You sleep and you travel. That's winning. Have they come up with Kershaw and for the coronation in the Trent of Platty Jubes and Statey Foons? No. And I've tried thinking of one. Corrie. That's it, isn't it? Corrie Chuck. Corrie Chuck. There you go. That's what we're going to call it. Corrie Chuck. So, and trains. I saw Corrie Chuck. Let's talk about trains. I love a sleeper train. It was a brilliant idea. Although that said, the one time I have taken a sleeper train, which was from Graz in Austria to Zurich in Switzerland, for those who don't know what Zurich is. Sorry for derailing. We're not in North America. Our trains don't derail so often. Ooh. Yeah, the one time I took a sleeper train, I did have a bit of a restless sleep, and I don't know how much of that was just me being excited, how much of it was just it was an uncomfortable experience. And the bed was firm, but it seemed all right, and it wasn't like it was particularly noisy. But I found myself getting up quite often and wanting to go to the bathroom. Maybe it was the excitement of having ensuite, because that entire rail journey across to Austria, I kept bumping myself up to first class. So when it came time for the sleeper cabin, I was like, well, no, I'm going to have one to myself, thank you, with an ensuite. I mean, hello. But, it was great. And so we've got sleeper trains in the UK. We've got First Great Western Run one from Paddington to Penzance. And then you've got the Caledonian Sleeper, which goes from London Euston. And it could take you to Edinburgh, Glasgow, Aberdeen, Inverness, or Fort William. I thought, oh, you know what? I've been to Scotland. I've been to Edinburgh and Glasgow loads. Probably the most north I've been is Dundee and St Andrews, and I was just like, oh, I've never been. I want to go to Loch Ness. I've never been to Inverness. I want to go to Loch Ness. So I was thinking, what? Oh, what if I took the Caledonian Sleeper all the way to Inverness? It would be brilliant. I should spend all night sleeping on a train, going all the way to Inverness, and then wake up and it's like, oh, I'm in Inverness. And then I was thinking, I'd rent a car and sort of like, drive around, maybe go to Aberdeen, maybe go to John O'Groats. Definitely go to Loch Ness, see if I can find the monster. It's not there, there's no such thing, but you've got to go anyway. And I thought I might do that on the week of Corrie Chuck. But, turns out, it's 270 quid for the Caledonian Sleeper for just the room. Like, if you want the ensuite room, it's going to be 300 odd quid. If you're happy to kip in a chair like a paw, it's 50 quid. But I'm not sleeping in a fucking chair. I can just about do it on a plane, and at least with that you're flying between continents on a plane. But I'm not on a fucking train. I'm not sitting on a train seat all night to try and get some kids. No, I'm going to have the room. You did not sleep on the plane. I mean, I do have a tendency to bump myself up to... So here's the thing. I mean, I'm a big lad. You all can see I'm not... I'm a big fella. But I'm not just girthy. I'm quite tall. I've got legs. I've got lanky legs. And so this is why somebody said to me, "Oh, you take the megabus." No, I'm not going to take the fucking megabus. It's just coach. Pfft, I don't do coach. Fucking having my knees battering up against the thing in front, and then someone decides to lean back. Oh, fuck that shit. So I at least, like, if I'm on a plane, I at least bump myself up to premium economy. Just so I can have a little bit of leg room. Don't do rail replacement buses. Like I said, I can... Trains aren't always that bad. And, like, you know, sometimes you say, "No, I want a table seat." And at least you can look out the window at stuff. But I'm not going to sleep on a train seat. No, I want to sleep on a bed. So... But it's 270 quid for the room as well, which means if two of you can go, it's still 270 quid, and that's just arophobia. Huh? Aromantic folks like myself, who like to travel alone, who live the bachelor lifestyle. That's punishment for not having a girlfriend. That's what that is. So... I'm not going to Inverness. I'm going to take the week of Corrie Chuck, and I'm just going to laze about in my underpants. I mean, to be honest, I was probably going to laze about my underpants in Inverness, but at least I'd have been in Inverness. Hello, Kira. I saw you there. There's a street in Dundee called Darkness. Nice. And it's just a regular residential street, but goths must go there to Gurn with a sign. Oh, that's brilliant. I would like to... I have not been to Dundee for a long time. Went to Dundee once. I used to go. My auntie, Welsh auntie. I don't know if you know about this. There is something in English language where to say that you've got a Welsh thing means that it's a poor imitation of the real thing. And I didn't learn this until a few years back. Like, I knew about my Welsh aunties and my Welsh uncles, which were basically my parents' friends. But you can't just call them Kerry and George, or Peter and Linda, because you're a small child and that's disrespectful. So they're Auntie Kerry and Uncle George, and Uncle Peter and Auntie Linda. They're your Welsh auntie and Welsh uncle. And then years later I find out that Welsh something is actually slang for a poor imitation. So the Welsh comb is that. That is a Welsh comb. A Welsh carpet is when you paint something on the floor. And Welsh auntie and uncle aren't really your auntie and uncle. Anyway, point of that being, my mother's friend Kerry, for a few years, lived just outside of Edinburgh, on the other side of the Firth of Forth, in a little commuter town called Dalgety Bay. And we'd go up there sometimes 2 or 3 times a year. Sometimes take the train, sometimes driving up. And like we base ourselves there, and we do Glasgow, and we do Stirling, and Perth. Quite enjoyed the pool at Perth. That used to be quite fun. But yeah, the once we went to Dundee because my sister came with us, and my sister was a big fan of the 1980s pop band Danny Wilson. And you think, yeah, who were they? They had that one song. They had other hits, but the one you'll remember is Mary's Prayer. Everything was wonderful. Being here was heavenly. Every single day she sends, everything is free. That one. They were from Dundee, and it was a big obsession for my sister. It kind of turned into a bit of a family obsession, it's got to be said. I do love all the music that Gary Clark has put out over the years, although he did get a little bit anti-vaxxer recently, so I stopped following him on Twitter, which is a shame. But there you go, that's pop stars for you. But they were from Dundee. We went to Dundee because my sister wanted to make a pilgrimage. That's the point of Dundee. It's not the point. Dundee's obviously got more to it than that, but that was the point of us going. I don't really remember it. I was very young. I was like 9, 10. Anyway, one day I'll go to Dundee. One day I'll go to Inverness. It's not that I can't afford that sleeper train. It's the principle of it. Why would you pay £270? I mean, sure, you get access to the first class lounge, and I'm sure there'd be like, you know, a little wee dram before bed and stuff. But 270 quid for one person being the same price, 270 quid for two people, when I paid 180 euros for that train from Graz to Zurich and had an ensuite. European trains are better. That's my point. Sometimes they're double-decker, and that's cool. Hi, Snaff. How are you? He heard me ranting about trains, and he's come in. Hi, you alright? Do you want to come say hi? Hi, hi. Oh, my big baby boy. Come here. Come here. Come here. Oh, oh. Look at this big lump. Oh. Well, there he goes. He didn't want to be on camera. Fine. Do you want to sit there? That's it. Sit there. Be nice. That'd be good. Get hairs all over the bag. I'll probably take that on the weekend, and Boswell can have a good sniff around. Hi. Anyway, that's me ranting about not going on holiday. Snap said, nope. What's up? He's just hanging around on the floor. Because he's just like, I get fed from down here. Weird. Orca was here. I was just sat here. I had sounds on. I had the speakers on. And Orca was still being a dick. So, I'm just going to sit here now and Orca is a dickhead. Anyway, shall we play a video game? I think that's why you show up here, right? Oh, I mean, I'm hoping for a restful time off work. Let's say, just lazing around in my pants. It'll be good, won't it? Anyway, let us play a video game. Let's pause that, because we're going to have dramatic music, probably. No, we're not. Hang on. What did I forget to do? I forgot. You can probably, maybe just about hear the smooth jazz sounds of Discworld Noir, but what I need to do is connect that up there and mute that there. Was I prepared? No, I wasn't. Turns out I was not prepared at all. Oh yeah, those video... Oh, who wants to play video games where you just talk shit? Unfortunately, I'm not Guy Kelly, and people don't send me painted eggs. Although, that painted egg is fucking brilliant. If anyone actually knows Becca Paintmore, should tell her that that was a fantastic job. Right. Playing video games. Session 4. That's it. We were in the Temple of Small Gods. Egg. We've been talking to Mooncalf, who's a bit of a weirdo. Hang on. You know what we should do? We should bring up our notebook. I don't think we've got anything new, have we? We're trying to find a hiding place for Ilsa and Two Conkers. Because then Ilsa will tell us more about the Vonuborg crates and stuff, right? And the golden sword. That's it, that's it. And what's that? The gold-plated jewel. But we might need to do something Yeah, if we can find a hiding place for Ilsa and Tukon, because Ilsa will get us into the Guild of Archaeologists, and then we can find out more about some more stuff from the Von Uberwalds. But we need to find somewhere. Oh, I didn't see that small pool before. Let's have a look at this small pool.
The only non-denominational feature in the temple was a small pool of water in the central atrium. What was I going to do? Go for a swim?
I don't know, maybe. Maybe we put something in the water. Maybe we need to collect some water. Anyway, the only other thing that was really going on was in here. We had Malik. Oh, wow. So, I absolutely see why. So, if you remember last week, if anyone can remember last week, I don't know. Might remember Kira recommending a podcast to us. And she popped a link in the Discord. Popped a link there in the Discord. To the podcast Behind the Bastards. And notably, you slept since, I know. Slept since, how am I meant to remember things? I've slept. But Kira popped a link in to Behind the Bastards podcast, and they did a 6-part series on the history of the Illuminati. And it was great. It's like, obviously I'm aware of, broad conspiracy stuff. I've never dug deep into, like, the Illuminati thing. Kind of always went, it's just that overarching thing, isn't it? That, just gets awfully anti-Semitic most of the time. Hello, Orko. There you are. Here he comes, causing trouble. Hi. He bit me earlier. He was being cute, though. Ow. But yeah, this 6-part podcast about the Illuminati. Actually, only probably the first part was actually the only bit about the real Bavarian Illuminati. And then most of the rest of it was about the Discordian movement, which started in the 1960s. And one of the sort of writers and founders of the Discordian movement, as it's known, used the name Malaclips. My only disappointment with that series, 6 episodes, a lot of it dedicated to, the 60s and 70s Discordian scene. There's a brief mention of Ken Campbell's adaptation of the Illuminatus trilogy, and not a mention of the KLF. And just, listening to that thing, and Trash Theory on YouTube recently did a thing about the KLF, but, so much of the KLF's stuff is referencing Discordian principles. It's quite funny. It's also utterly ridiculous. And very daft. But there you go. Anyway, but yeah, Malaclips from the names. I see why you thought about it. Anyway.
Malaclips drew attention to himself by virtue of the lack of crowds around him. Even the followers of Flatulus had a small crowd, but for some reason no one wanted to talk to him. It looked as if he had a metal fish hung around his neck.
Is that something new for us?
I need your help again, Malaclips.
They'll all need my help sooner or later. They just don't know it yet.
Which deity do you serve?
That's a big question. Which deity do you serve?
I don't serve any deity.
Then I don't serve any deity either.
I'll tell you mine if you tell me yours.
Right. You first.
I serve...
You didn't finish.
I am forbidden by an oath of loyalty never to speak aloud the name of the person of
The ancient mystic order of... Yes, I know all about you. I know every conspiracy turnwise of the Wormberg, and all but one conspiracy hubwards of the Great Neff.
Your turn.
I am the proud servitor of Errata, the goddess of misunderstandings, the mistress of mayhem, the countess of confusion, and the duchess of discord.
You know, sometimes I think I'm her servitor, too.
You get a free gold-plated apple if you join this week.
Excellent. Right. I don't really remember. Like, we went through everything. And I don't really remember if there was, like, a mission off of
Tell
this.
me about the goddess Errata.
So we're just repeating stuff.
Have you not looked at the... Well,
Confusion,
it
yeah.
nothing.
So,
Yeah.
every misunderstanding.
Misunderstandings, yeah.
She had millions.
And presumably,
Oh, yes.
she must be...
There is...
Yeah,
Then
no,
why
got-
doesn't...
Let me tell everyone. They just...
How
I
come
don't
you...
know, yeah.
I might...
Yeah, you-
Errata thing...
Right. We've been through everything with Malaclips. And I'm not quite sure. So, I think our main mission here...
I'll have to go. The truth is out there.
Trust no one.
You know, we've done some conspiracy nonsense. And the Discordian stuff. Thank you for sticking your tail in my face, Orko. There's nothing to click on in here. So we need to find somewhere for someone to hide. Currently, Two Conkers is hiding in the basement Cafe Ankh. Von Uberwald Mansion? Maybe. I think we tried the Mausoleum. Saturnalia is no good. Horst? Maybe. The Watch? I'm not sure that pub's a safe place. Right, I reckon the...
I see Sir has returned.
Sir has...
Who would Sir like to see?
Let's see if Carlotta will put
Is
someone up for
Carlotta
us.
home?
Alas, no. What a shame that Sir's trip has been wasted. Perhaps Sir would like to leave now.
Tell her I called by.
Why, my loins stir at the very thought of serving you in this way, sir.
Is the Count receiving guests?
No, but he will see you.
I've got a few more questions for you, Count.
Yes, good questions. Go on.
Crime scenes are rarely safe. That's very good points. Right, okay.
With the Assassin's Guild looking everywhere for Two Conkers, I couldn't trust anyone enough to tell them I was looking for somewhere safe to hide him.
Okay. Never mind
I'll
that
be back
one then.
later.
I look forward to it.
This feels like a... We're not going to get anyone to help us. We need to find somewhere ourselves. It's not going to be our office, I don't think. Let's pop back there, just in case. No, okay. Nothing new, nothing new, nothing on the floor. No. Well, at least Rodan isn't here making that fucking awful racket anymore. Malachite's just going to be like, find Martha. Why is the wharf still open to us? Okay, so the ship is still here.
Mr. Luton, it is always a pleasure to see you. I trust you have brought something with you that will be to my liking.
I haven't brought you the sword yet, if that's what you mean.
I'm a patient troll, sir, but there are limits to my patience.
So Carlotta's an associate, and Alkali's an associate. You still haven't told me what you mean by associate, though.
Let's just say that the three of us share a common goal.
Right, okay. Can you give me a hiding place? That's what I want. I bet not.
With the Assassin's Guild...
Nope.
I'll be back to continue our conversation.
And hopefully to seal our deal, sir. I look forward to it.
Oh. What was that? Why were you giving me the new map location unless it was meant to be... Unless it's just a replay of Horse Quarters becoming a map location. Because we got dragged there, right? Alright, maybe we can Scooby-Doo Nobby.
I need your help again, Nobby.
Well, okay, I suppose.
With the Assassin's...
Alright, we're not Scooby-Dooing him on that.
Do you know anything about the Varberg crates that were on the Milka?
No.
Do you know anything about the crate belonging to the von Uberwalds that was on the Milka?
Give me a break, Luton. I don't know everything.
Do you know anything about the wine barrels the Milka was carrying?
Give me a break, Luton. I don't know everything.
No, you don't, Nobby. I was hoping we could...
What if I told you that I was working on a case that could make us both rich? What if I told you I had a lead on a golden sword of untold value? What would you say to me?
I'd say you're having me on. Come on, Luton. What do you take me for? Still, untold value, eh? Is that a lot? I mean, my vest has got untold value, too.
Interested?
Nah, it's got to be a wind-up. Golden swords. You must think I was born yesterday.
Oh, you were born, were you? I always thought you were hatched out by the sun, Nobby.
Okay. I mean, that was a response. Which way are we going? We're going backwards. What about the gold-plated jewel?
The jewel wasn't the kind...
Which is, yeah, was a battery. I don't know why, who wanted that. I've forgotten.
Tell me more about these counterweight killings.
I'm not really sure I should, Luton. Sorry.
Come on, Nobby. You can trust me.
Well, no. Look, Luton, I can't tell you.
Why not? Shouldn't I know?
It's not to be discussed with anyone who's not part of the case.
Ah, I see. Well, that makes sense. Obviously, you wouldn't want people not involved with the case learning about it.
Exactly.
And I'm the prime suspect in that case, right?
We've done
Well,
this
you're
bit.
the prime suspect in the Mundy case. But the prime suspect in the counterweight killings is that foreign spy who's been killing all the prominent people. Like that bloke up at Unseen University and that fellow in the Patrician's Palace.
Right. Well, I won't ask any more questions then, seeing as how I shouldn't.
Thank you, Luton. I appreciate it.
I think we Scooby-Dooed that out of him before, didn't we?
Do you know anything about Sapphire's losing streak?
No.
No, he knows nothing about Sapphire the Troll. Did we talk to him much? I'm sure we've done all
Have you heard
these,
of a
right?
troll called Horst, Nobby?
Oh yeah, he's a treasure hunter, he is.
How come you've heard of him?
Well, Vimes always asks us to keep an eye on him when he's in town.
Is he a lawbreaker then?
Well, he's careful never to get caught doing anything against the law.
Bit like you then.
Yeah, a bit like... No. Now you hang on a minute. I am completely law-abiding.
Yes. You're as innocent as the next man in Ankh-Morpork.
Exactly. Well, if I can pick the next man anyway.
Is there anything else we could Scooby-Doo out of Nobby? I'm sure we've done this thing.
I take it I'm still the prime suspect for Mundy's murder.
Afraid so, Luton.
I take it you realize that Mundy was hung upside down from the rafters.
Well, yes, of course. Yes. Hung upside down. Yeah.
I can't believe that the person doing the most work on this case is also the prime suspect.
Alright, okay. We're not getting anything off Nobby, are we?
Well, I'm sure I'll be back.
Yeah, right, Luton.
Maybe we could Scooby-Doo something out of him, but, Alright. If you wanted to hide someone, put in the ass in assistant. Oh, yeah. If you wanted to have somewhere safe for someone to hide, I mean, to be honest, where they are already seems safe enough. We can't trust the police, the watch. Obviously, we can't trust there. I mean, I'd have said the mausoleum, but apparently nope. Not the Von Ubor mansion. It was already at Cafe Ankh. It would have been nice if we could have said, can you provide someone sanctuary in the Temple of Small Gods? But no, we can't get in the Guild of Archaeologists until we found somewhere. I'm a little bit stumped. Where we've got nowhere else to go, have we? We've got nowhere else to go. New. All the places we know of seem not much help. Like, probably best not to hide someone. Any other leads we could ask Nobby about, and anyone else blatantly lied to us. Right. So here's the thing. Right, in terms of Nobby... Hang on a minute. Cases. The Mundy case. We're the prime suspect in the Mundy case. I don't think there's anything in the Mundy case to talk to Nobby about. He's rubbish on the Therma case. We got nothing there. He's not much good with the Von Ubords either. He's rubbish with Sapphire. Okay, so we talked about the sword for a bit, but he knew nothing about anything else, and he wouldn't talk about the hiding place. I'm sure we tried talking to him about Ilstrom 2 Conkers and Alkali before, right? We just talked to him about Toast. Yeah, we've got nothing particularly new on the murders from Nobby. I don't think there's much miscellaneous. Golden Swords, Golden... Sorry, the Von Huberwalds. There's a very good point, though. We probably should save... Should probably spell session correctly. anyone blatantly lied to us recently? I mean, most people, really? Are we
Come
going
to persecute me some more, Luton? A man's got to have a hobby.
Like, I'm not sure
The jewel wasn't the...
there's anything that we're going to be discussing with Mankin here.
With the assassin's... Do you know anything about the Varberg crates that were on the Milka? Leave me alone, Luton. This is species harassment.
I don't think Mankin's much help.
That's all for now. Always a pleasure.
Because I'm pretty sure he's not very good with... What's over there? Oh, the dressing room, isn't that? Forgot about this location.
I've got some more questions for you, Sapphire.
I forgot Sapphire was in here.
Sapphire busy. Leave her alone.
Yeah, sure, you think you're busy, but I need to talk to you, Sapphire, about your losing streak. I forgot Sapphire was in here. Have we done this? Have we done... Let's find out.
I know about your problems.
Problems?
The debts. The huge losses. You're struggling just to keep your head above water. I bet you've had to make all kinds of nasty compromises just to keep yourself going.
What you talking about? Who been saying such things about me?
Does it matter?
It mattered to Sapphire.
All right. I heard it from Whirl, and he should know.
Huh, Whirl. He don't know everything goes on at Saturnalia.
What's that meant to mean? Alright, what else can we talk to her about?
You heard of the counterweight killings?
Yeah?
What do you know about them?
Sapphire know they called counterweight killing. Sapphire know people kill. That all Sapphire know.
Okay. But what about Golden Sword?
I didn't want to discuss. This was clear.
Or the jewel?
The jewel was...
No, fine. What about the wine barrels?
Do you know anything about the wine barrels the Milka was carrying?
You ask too many questions.
Yep, that's the point of the game.
Do you know anything about the crate belonging to the von Uberwalds that was on the Milka?
You ask...
Do you know anything about the Varberg crates that were on the Milka?
You ask...
With the Assassin's Guild...
Right.
So, you won this money at the races?
No, not at races. At casino.
Oh, yeah, that's right. At the casino. You lied to me, Sapphire. Strung me along with that Madame Lodestone story.
What? No. Sapphire told truth.
The troll in Madame Lodestone's grave wasn't Therma.
How you tell?
Malachite told me.
You trust him?
He's too stupid to lie, and you're too smart not to.
Sapphire not smart. Big dumb troll, like all the other trolls.
Don't play games, Sapphire. I know you're smarter than the average troll, although I could say the same about some mushrooms.
Look, Sapphire don't know why someone would switch bodies. Sapphire just trying to help.
She was lying to me. I could feel it. She was obviously hiding something, but it was apparent I needed to know more if I was going to worm it out of her.
That sounds like a clue. About clues. What about...
I wasn't about to...
No.
Do you recognize the dwarf in this iconograph?
You must think I know whole town.
Clue.
I had a feeling that Mundy's... Tempting as it was. I suppose I could have asked for some rope, but I still have some pride. Not much. I suppressed the urge. I was broke, sure.
Okay. So... Yes, hello, Orko.
So, how have things been?
Things way they always been. Slow, dull.
But you've kept yourself amused, haven't you?
Don't know what you mean.
That's not opened up anything
I'll
new.
be back.
That's what they all say.
And we don't get to poke around the room. So... Whirl told us stuff. Maybe we should talk to Whirl again.
Can we talk, or do I have to play that stupid game again?
Business is slow. We can talk.
Anything more you can tell me about Sapphire's losing streak?
What's to tell? That troll holds on to money like a drunken dwarf holds on to his temper.
You know a troll named...
Yeah, I know Sapphire. She's a good customer. Always plays with cash. Never wins anything. Some trolls aren't born lucky, I guess.
She never wins?
She wins a little, but she always loses it again. She can't hold on to money. Few people can in this place. By the time she walks out the doors, she's always a loser.
Is there any chance she could have won big and you wouldn't know about it?
If she won it here, I'd know about it.
So... She didn't win the money at the casino, like she said. Or at least Whirl claims.
I was told that I'd find a certain troll's body in the Salachi Mausoleum. Only when I got there, it wasn't the right body. You wouldn't know anything about that, would you?
You went rooting around in the Salachi family mausoleum. Hey, leave me out of this, Luton.
Right, where else might she get some money?
Time to excuse myself from the table, I think.
Did we ask Horst? Is there anything else to click on around these tables? No. There's the River Ankh. Shall we go for a walk?
The River Ankh. Probably the only river in the universe on which you could chalk the outline of a corpse.
So it's very weird that it's got this... Well, I suppose there's a couple of other places with that liminal space.
Ah, Mr. Luton, it is all. I trust you.
I haven't brought...
I'm a patient.
Yes, I know, you want the thing. Right.
Do you know anything about Sapphire's losing streak?
Become, sir. Let us not stray from the matters in hand.
No, I reckon you've given her a bunch of money.
You don't happen to know how a troll singer might end up with a lot of money by any chance?
Become, sir. Let us not stray from the matters in hand.
Oh, boring. Boo.
I'm trying to find out why a troll named Sapphire would lie to me. Any thoughts?
Become, sir.
Right, fine. You're rubbish.
I'll be back.
And hopefully, I look for... I like...
in this weird thing where it's just like, oh, you've had a conversation that didn't give him the sword. Let's add the quarters onto the map. Where else? You happy there? Right. Let's have a think. Because that bit of story we could progress on, at least. But where else might she have got some money? We got some rich people here who probably don't care. We're still in Act 2. Are you getting frustrated?
I see. Who
Is the Count?
but
I've got a...
Go.
I mean, to be honest, I might want to do the CRA helpline.
You don't happen to know how a troll singer might end up with a lot of money by any chance?
I'm sorry, but...
No, right.
The book was about the lineage and heraldry of the nobility of the city of Ankh. I didn't understand much of it, but I noticed that there were handwritten corrections in it. The book was an old edition of Twerp's Peerage, probably a collector's item. Why do rich families feel the need to leave old, valuable books lying around in their reception halls? It's bad enough that they have so much more money than you without rubbing it in.
We have not got an iconograph yet. It has been a while, disclaimer, but remember you're on a You're not going to bother finishing that sentence. I'm on a I'm on a what?
I confess.
I'm on a mission from Glod. That's a different book. It's been a while and remember you're on a spare. Like cut. I'm not even sure what case I'm investigating at the moment. I gotta get myself off the Monday murder. What cases are we working? This is a very good question. We are working the Mundy case, in which case we found Mundy, he's dead, and we're the suspect. The Therma case, which involves Sapphire lying. The Von Uberwalds, which involves... not sure. Sapphire, generally now, is a case. We've got to solve Sapphire, and that might lead us to Therma. And the Sword, which... hold that thought. What thought? I had a few. The Von like the thought about Sapphire linking to the Therma case. Are we saying Sapphire is Therma? The Von Uberwalds, where there's nothing aside from. Hello, Art. Still trying to progress anything.
Reagan was Count von Uberwald's driver and confidant. He'd paid me to find him, or to find out what had happened to him, and had given me this picture of him to help.
Yeah, so this one, sorry, this iconograph, we have got this iconograph, sorry, Ray. So this is what we're doing for Count von Uberwald. But I'm not sure who it links to. Well, you know what?
I've got some more questions for...
I'm going to show you...
Sapphire, leap.
Yeah, shut up, Sapphire. Right, let's start showing this picture to everyone.
Do you recognize the dwarf in this iconograph?
You must think I know whole town.
Right, Sapphire doesn't know. Oh, you can take the longest walk, can't you? Have you seen this dwarf?
Do you recognize the dwarf in this iconograph?
I know a lot of people. That doesn't mean I want to talk about them with you.
Right, Mankin is no help.
Useful though they are. Useful though...
Right. Welcome to the Saturnalia. Let's try whirl again.
Can we talk or...
Business is vacant.
We can talk. Do you recognize this
Do you
dwarf?
recognize the dwarf in this iconograph?
Sure, that's Reagan.
You know him?
He's a regular here at Saturnalia. He doesn't gamble much, but when he does, he wins. The rest of the time, he hangs around in the crowd.
Who does he talk to?
Hey, I don't spy on the customers.
Why not?
I have to keep my eyes on the tables.
When did you last see him?
It's been days, I think.
Anything else you can remember about him?
Yeah, he has a safety deposit box.
A deposit box?
A lot of valuables change hands here. Some people like to have somewhere safe to keep them.
But
Yes,
you
the
say Reagan
safety
didn't gamble much.
But I don't know why he has a box. I just know that he has one.
I don't know what the walk up and down was there, but yeah, the safety deposit box. Forgot about that. That's over here somewhere, isn't it? Somewhere. Where is it? Craps table? Yeah. Safety deposit boxes. And I was actually thinking this the other day, to be fair. 3712V.
I couldn't open the boxes without a key.
There's a 37. And there's a 12.
I couldn't open the boxes without a key.
Safety box, nice nut tats. Yeah, I don't have a key though.
I couldn't... I guess an upmarket establishment, they certainly...
We don't have a key. Hello, Snuff. So, where might we find a key? Well, you know what? We've got an all-purpose key here.
I could probably have used the crowbar to open the boxes, but it was a safe bet that I'd be kicked out of the casino seconds later.
So much
I
for
guess
my
an upmarket establishment...
so much for my all-purpose key then. Where might I find a key? Snap, snap. Oh, snap, snap. Maybe I need a safety deposit box of my own.
Can we talk, or is
Wait,
What if I said hey?
I wasn't about...
No. Maybe the person who owns the box has the key.
I had a feeling that...
Yes, but nobody's seen the person who owns the box. For days.
Ever seen a dwarf called Reagan around the casino?
Sure. Well, I've never spoken to him, though.
What does he play?
Truncheon, roulette, onion, craps. He plays them all a little. He always seems to win, but he never pushes his luck. He wins, and then he stops. That's his way. I wish I had his luck. I'd make much better use of it.
All right. Have we asked Nobby? I'm not sure. Let's go ask Nobby. And again, what's with the liminal space? Hello, Nobby, me again.
I'm looking for a dwarf named Reagan. He's been missing.
missing? What kind of missing? Missing for a few hours, missing person, missing in the shades? Help me out here, will you?
Missing person, I guess.
How long's he been missing?
3 days.
3 days? You've got to be kidding. That barely counts as a hangover in Ankh-Morpork, let alone a missing person case.
How long would he have to be missing, then?
I'd say at least 3 weeks.
Oof.
3 weeks?
Of course, it'd depend on who he was. If the patrician went missing for 3 hours, it'd warrant an investigation.
Justice for some, eh?
Yeah, justice for some. Right, Nobby's not much help. Who else might know? Let's just ask everyone about this dwarf, because we got nothing else going on.
Do you recognize the dwarf in this iconograph?
Sorry, Mr. Luden, I don't know them.
Well, you're rubbish. Ilsa knows people. Ilsa's good. Ilsa, do you know this dwarf?
Do you recognize the dwarf in this iconograph?
Sorry, but they're not anyone we know.
Boo. I thought you would... Right. Just wander around everywhere and go, have you seen this dwarf? I'm not sure Malaclips is going to be much help with this, but we'll try.
Do you know a dwarf named Reagan?
Ah, yes. He's a member of the Shin Kicker Triad. A minor player, though.
Well, that's a load of help, huh? But maybe old Magic Thighs here might know something. Sorry, Mooncalf. Magic Thighs was a philosopher.
Do you recognize the dwarf in this iconograph?
I do not.
Did we learn about the Temple of Small Gods? I mean, we've been in the Temple of Small Gods. You're getting very excited. Cross-reference the iconograph and certain clues.
I'd realized that Mundy had...
Oh, hang on a minute.
I looked closely at the iconograph and memorized the bold dwarf's features.
Right. No, am I just... Right, I've got to double click, right? Haven't I?
I'd realize.
Yeah, okay. So.
I'd realized. I had to try and waste less. What had Mundy... Does 3... I prefer...
Right, okay. Right, let's clear that. Let's take the iconograph picture. We've got to double click.
3712V wasn't much to go on. I couldn't see any real evidence of a connection to Mr. Al-Khali. I found it hard to believe Malachite had anything to do with that.
But what about... What about... No, I did the thing again. Okay, no, that's fine. That's fine.
Apart from letting me know what Reagan looked like, I looked close.
Right, iconograph.
I don't think there was anything more to learn about Sapphire's losing streak. If there was a connection to Sapphire's money, I couldn't see it. I didn't see what that had to do with Sapphire lying to me.
So he's not got anything to do with any of that. Counterweight killings, worth a try.
I couldn't honestly tell if there was a connection.
No, I'm not sure what's going on anymore.
I couldn't see a link between that and the sword. If there was a connection with the jewel, I didn't know what it was. There was no obvious connection to the wine barrels.
Good evening. Hi, Jess. How you doing?
Carlotta's crate remained a mystery. I really didn't know that much about the Varberg crates. I should probably apply my lateral thinking up.
I don't know what's going on. Kira's trying to help, but I'm not sure. I appreciate the attempt, but it's not working for me. So let's do right.
I found it hard to.
Right, fine. You know what? Let's save the game. Yep, overwrite and save. And Ray has cashed in a Streamy Dreamies. What's going on there? Oh. Hello, how are you? You alright? There's a view you weren't expecting. Right, hello, hi, yes. You're absolutely right, Orko. It is time. It is time for the most exciting, the most talked about segment in streaming history. Snarf! Hi, there you are. You ready? He even looked up. He even looked up to where Blarry is. Guarding away. How you doing, Blarry?
Yeah, not bad. Bank holiday weekend. Love it, man.
Cheers. Right, here we go. Well, you could have some more than that, right? We don't be too stingy. Look at him trying to work out how to get in there. It's a puzzle. It's like The Room. Don't worry, Snuff. I am mostly teasing your brother. Right, there we go. There we go. We're done teasing your brother. There is a rogue biscuit on the floor. I dropped a rogue biscuit on the floor. Will Snuff realise it? The wanty paw.
That's a good thing I do have paws. Otherwise I'd be a right twat.
This is it. This is the bit you all came here to see. What are you just like pausing for? Eat your biscuits. Remember, there's a competition that Snarf has just been pew. Snarf really does love them tuna biscuits.
Oh, it's because they're tasty.
Are you nicking tuna biscuits, Blarry?
No.
Oh, hi, Snarf. Yes. I think there's one on the floor, Snarf. Oh, Snarf. No, you've missed one. Right, there's one on the floor, but there's one on the table that Snarf missed. Look. Look at that one. He's missed that one. Oh, are you nicking tuna biscuits? The question is, though, he's found the one that Snarf absolutely missed, but will he find the one that fell under? Yeah, that's definitely an Orco win. Definitely an Orco win. There you go, you're catching up. 34 to 64, you're catching up, Orco. Girls are drooling all over my desk. You're not counting the rogue, Dreamy. I mean, the one that was on the table was blatant and obvious. Troll wipe. Thank you very much, Ray, for continuing to treat my cats. Anyway, right. I honestly, I don't know what connections there are to make anymore.
Despite what Sapphire said, she certainly didn't win that money at Saturnalia.
Right.
There had to be a connection between Sapphire's sudden windfall and her lying to me.
Did we talk about Mankin about it? I thought we had. But you know what? Let's go and have a chat. Let's just go straight to...
Where did Sapphire get all that money from?
Ha, ha, ha. We never give up, do you?
That's considered an asset in my line of work.
Just leave me alone, Luton. I'm sick of the sight of you. I'm sick of talking to you. And I am sick of all your damn questions.
Look, you know I'm not gonna give up. Why not just pretend you've held out for a commendable length of time and finally cracked?
It could be our little secret. Luton, if anyone starts saving up to get an assassin for you, let me know, will you? That's one cause I'd gladly give generously to.
In the meantime, what about Sapphire's money?
I didn't even know she had any money. She claims to have won it over at the casino. At Saturnalia? You've got to be kidding. If Sapphire had a big win, the whole town would know about it by now. No, I'd be prepared to bet it has something to do with whoever she met when she missed her shift.
Who did she meet?
I've no idea. All I know is she missed her shift because she had to meet someone.
Thanks for your help.
Oh, it's always a pleasure, Luton.
There we go. There we go. Thank you, Ray. We've got a new note.
Mankin told me that Sapphire had met with someone secretly. I didn't know who or when. Frankly, it only just qualified as a clue.
Enough to talk to her about, though.
I've got some more.
Leave Sapphire alone. Nope.
I hear you had a mysterious meeting not too long ago. Not long after, you turn up with a lot of money. Sounds like an awfully big coincidence to me.
Stop harassing Sapphire. Already told Luton. Won the money at Saturnalia.
Right.
Is that it? Oh, we get to confront her, though. Aha.
So, you won a lot of money at the casino.
Yes, already told ya. Big win.
You won big at the casino, but no one at the casino seems to remember you winning.
They lie. Sapphire won big.
And this mysterious meeting as well. You say that had nothing to do with the money.
Forget about meeting. Meeting not important.
Not important, eh? I think it is. I say you met with someone and they gave you the money. Someone who had something to hide. Someone who'd pay good money to keep it quiet. Who was it, Sapphire?
No one.
It wasn't no one who paid you, Sapphire. It was someone who was interested in me, wasn't it? Someone who didn't want me digging around after Therma. Why? What's so important that someone would pay you to cover up for them? Who is it?
No one.
You'd better tell me, because I'm going to find out one way or another.
Who he's
and
acting
if you don't
now.
Tell me, when I find out who it is, I'll tell them you told me where to find them.
No, she'll kill me.
Who? Who'd kill you?
Therma. It was Therma. I've been blackmailing Therma. She not want to be found.
Therma is still alive?
Yeah?
Good. Arrange a meeting with her for me.
What?
You heard me. Face it, Sapphire, your little scam is broken. If you want me to keep quiet about your little windfall, you're going to have to fix a meeting with Therma for me.
Therma won't do it.
Well, you'd better make her do it, because otherwise I'm going to go straight to the Guild of Thieves, Burglars, and Allied Trades to tell them about you. They don't take kindly to unlicensed blackmail.
You do that to me?
Look into my eyes and tell me if I'm bluffing.
All right. Give me some time. I'll leave message at your office when it arranged.
I look forward to it. It's a pleasure doing business with you, Sapphire.
You're a cold one, Luton.
Not as cold as you, I reckon. I decided to leave Sapphire alone after that. I'd got what I wanted.
Somehow I feel that that's just... We've done a cop harassment. And I feel bad about it. At least this time she said she'll come round to the office. But I guess now we're going to try and trigger something else. Try doubling back? Doubling back where? Yeah, A cab, even us. Especially us. Right, now she's gone. Now we can have a poke around. I've been meaning to do this for some time. Cosmetics, eh?
Sapphire had a collection of trawl cosmetics. A granite filing stone, some colored sand, and various bottles. It all looked like junk to me. It all looked like... The mirror was a sad indictment of Sapphire's misconception that there was something glamorous about her job.
Can I go and hide behind there? What's going on back there? Nope, nope. Just cosmetics and a mirror. Okay. Was that enough? That was not enough. Try doubling back anywhere. Okay, well, let's get a save in. We did something important. We should save. Don't know why I'm talking to Nobby. No, there really is no point talking to Nobby, is there? Miscellaneous. Yeah, there's nothing to talk to Nobby about. I accidentally I meant to click here. This is where I wanted to go. I was going to talk to Whirl again.
Can we talk?
We can talk. Is there anything to talk to him about? I don't think there is. Oh, excusez-moi. Cold, blimey. Question is now, what do we need to do to trigger... Thank you. Also, with
I haven't.
I'm a patient.
Yes, but have you seen this dwarf?
Do you recognize the dwarf in this iconograph?
I cannot say I have made their acquaintance.
Okay, fine. Oh, that's just the thing for horse quarters. It's a weird bug. Of course. Who's this troll then? If it's not Martha.
The rubble
Therma.
was definitely the body of a troll. But according to Malachite, it wasn't Therma's body.
Oh yeah, I suppose what if maybe I should talk to Malachite, right? He's interested in the case. The wharf is still a hot spot, but not but not the pier building. Let's talk to Malachite.
I'm back. For a brief moment I considered, then I came to myself. You just...
Do you know the dwarf?
Do you recognize the dwarf in this iconograph? Malachite was as talkative...
Fine, I'm not going to show him the kind of notebook. I guess, yeah, we're not going to be like, hey, you know that person who you asked me to find who's hiding, possibly from you? Why didn't you come? Yeah, that's... No, but the wharf is still a hot spot. There's a ship. There's Mr. Scoplet. We can sometimes talk to him. Do you know this dwarf? Have you seen this dwarf?
I showed Reagan's picture to the first mate, and he recognized him.
Ah!
Yes, I think that was the dwarf who pulled up in a carriage shortly after we docked.
Ah.
I think he collected some of the cargo, too.
Ah.
Do you remember which way he went?
He drove away upwards at high speed. I wouldn't be surprised if he caused an accident somewhere down the line.
Ah. So what note have we got now? Reagan's carnage. Okay. Maybe that's something we can Scooby-Doo Nobby about. This bloke's never particularly talkative, is he? But we'll try. Hello, sailor.
Something told me
Nobby! Come on, let's see if we can Scooby-Doo Nobby. Who might know about a road traffic accident? Why can't I select it?
I need your help again.
Well, okay, I suppose.
Fine, we'll just go this way into it. It's the same deal, really, isn't it? Why can't I select it?
I needed to find out where he was going.
Ah.
The first mate of the Milka had seen Reagan heading hubwards at high speed. I needed to find...
Right, okay, it's written down there, but it's actually up there.
Did anyone report a speeding carriage 3 days ago?
Funny you should ask that. Sergeant Colon was almost run down by a carriage 3 days ago. He's been going on about it ever since. Says we ought to have speed limits for carriages.
How would you tell what speed a carriage was going?
Well, a watchman's instincts are never wrong.
You could always go for a more preventative approach.
Like what?
Well, you could ban carriages altogether.
Yeah, that'd work.
Hey, you could go one step further. You could ban people from Ankh-Morpork, and then there'd be no crime at all.
Well, there'd still be the trolls and the dwarfs, and the gargoyles, and the gnomes, and the undead and the golems. Of course, the golems don't make much crime, and the gargoyles' only crime is Avicide. And it's not like we're short of pigeons. But the trolls and the dwarfs, well, I mean, they make as much crime as any of the humans, maybe even more.
It's no fun when it's this easy. Like shooting fish at a barrel.
Hey?
Never mind. About this carriage the other night. Where did Colon see it?
I think he said it was headed for the Magdalen Bridge.
It wasn't much of a lead, but at least it was something. Usually you could only get a lead out of Nobby with a scalpel.
Little jousting. Wondering how an imp-powered radar gun would function. But a new location to check out. The Magdalen Bridge. Where are you, the Magdalen Bridge? If you were a Magdalen Bridge, where would you model? There. But first... Alright. Oh. Dramatic.
The Magdalen Bridge was one of 10 bridges that linked the city of Ankh to the city of Morpork. It was an unremarkable structure, most famous for the number of suicides it attracted. The trouble with trying to drown yourself in the Ankh is that you're more likely to break a leg falling onto the thick crust of the river than actually come near any water. Still, if you were heavy enough, you could eventually sink into the depths. I can think of nicer ways to go, though, and much quicker ones, too.
Okay, and yes, we'll put a save in. Right, skid marks.
Something had clearly lost control on the bridge. Something with wheels. Beyond that, it was difficult to say. I wasn't about to scrape the marks off the bridge.
Right, fine. We got some skid marks. What else is going on? The River Ankh.
The railings had been damaged. There was no telling when they'd become damaged, though. It wasn't as if I came this way every day. I doubt many people did.
But what's the red thing there? You got red new. Torn fabric. Here we go. That's a clue, that is. Where are you going?
Some fabric had caught on the railings of the bridge.
There's a clue if ever I've seen a clue. What else is happening? I thought that thing looked like a clue, but apparently not. There's some rope. Can I get some rope to go in my grappling hook? Nope, nope. What else is happening? What else is happening? The River Ankh.
The River Ankh. Probably the only river in the universe on which you could chalk the outline of a corpse.
Very scenic route.
I'd already had. Besides, I used. If it wasn't for the fact that it moved.
Right, okay, yeah, fine. Usual jokes about the Ankh. Is that it? Is that it? Okay, let's have a look. What have we found? What have we found?
I'd found some fabric caught on the railings of the Magdalen Bridge. It was distinctive enough that I hoped someone would recognize it.
Okay, so we're going to show this to everyone now, huh? Alright, that's fine. That's fine. Let's just have a... Nope. Right. Start the bomb.
Sir, who would...
Carlotta about?
Is Carlotta home?
Alas, no. What if perhaps...
Tell her...
Why...
Count.
I've got a few... Go.
I mean...
Do you recognize this fabric?
Yes. It's familiar. Yes. I remember. It's from the carriage. I liked the carriage. Do you know where it is?
From Reagan's carriage?
Yes. Yes, from the canopy.
That's what I thought.
You can skip straight to the conservatory? I mean, probably. Yeah, I think you can leave to the conservatory.
Do you recognize this?
Yes, sir.
Mind telling me what it is?
Sir seems to have mistaken me for someone who wishes to help him in his inquiries.
The Von Uber... I can't say...
Fine.
The large...
You have to go back into the inventory, please, so I can leave. Okay, so we know it's from the carriage. Ask...
I headed back the...
I see, sir.
No. I thought there was a cheat to the conservatory. Oh, there it is.
I've got a few more questions.
Go.
You're right. We should ask about the carriage.
I found someone who saw Reagan's carriage the other night.
Just let me know when you found Reagan.
Okay, so not much further help, is he? What was that about being watched? What was what about being watched?
Three nights ago, Reagan left the wharf in Ankh, heading hubwards in a carriage. Did you see him?
I'm sorry.
Hubwards
I
in the
cannot assist,
carriage.
sir, in that matter.
Because you're rubbish. Okay. Samael, surely you must know something for me.
Three nights ago, Reagan left the wharf in Ankh, heading hubwards in a carriage. Did you see him?
I wouldn't know anything about that, Mr. Luton.
Fine, but what about this? Bit of fabric.
Have you seen this fabric anywhere before?
Sorry, Mr. Luton, I don't know anything about that.
Right, you're a rubbish smell. Okay. Right, is Ilsa going to be any help? I don't know. Worth a try, I guess.
Three nights ago, Reagan left the wharf in Ankh, heading hubwards in a carriage. Did you see him?
Sorry, Luton. We don't know anything about that.
Are you sure? What if I showed you this random strip of fabric?
Have you seen this fabric anywhere before?
I don't think we can help.
My ex-lover...
Ilsa not being much help here. Alright. Gonna ask the weirdos in the Temple of Small Gods. Hello again, Malaclips. What Discordian nonsense are you going to give us this time?
Have you seen this fabric anywhere before? Bah! 3 nights ago, Reagan left the wharf in Ankh, heading hubwards in a carriage. Did you see him?
No.
No? I thought you knew everything.
Bah! He wasn't killed. He's been smuggled out of Ankh-Morpork by a team of crack Ephebian ontological guerrillas.
I think maybe the fact the carriage's fabric was caught in the railings could indicate something about why they were smashed. I mean, there is some there. I mean, am I going to have to...
The fabric was from Reagan's carriage. The fabric was...
Yes.
Reagan was... He'd paid...
I mean, it seems obvious that it kind of crashed into the Ankh.
There didn't seem to be much point in putting the fabric back onto the railings.
Fine, but what if we selected Reagan's carriage? Oh, taking the long walk.
Was it possible that it was Reagan's body in the river? It was possible that Reagan's carriage had gone off the bridge here, tearing the railings in the process. If so, the fabric on the railings should be the same as the fabric on Reagan's carriage.
And it is.
The fabric was from Reagan's carriage.
Yes.
The fabric was...
And if the fabric is from Reagan's carriage, and the skid marks...
It seemed highly probable that the skid marks had been left by Reagan's carriage.
Right.
If so, where was the carriage now?
Right. Now, that's a good question. On the River Ankh.
Was it possible that it was Reagan's body in the river? The River Ankh. Probably. The fabric was from Reagan's carriage.
Yes. This we know.
I couldn't think of any good reason to throw that into or onto the river. I could have rubbed the fabric on the skid marks, but I had a bad enough reputation as it was, without starting to act very strangely indeed.
So it seems kind of obvious that it crashed into the River Ankh. There are other parts of the River Ankh. But there doesn't seem to be a sign of Reagan's carriage here, at least. But there are different parts of the River Ankh. I think we need our grappling iron.
That probably didn't have anything to do with the River Ankh.
What happens if we go to that?
That probably... I don't know why I was suddenly trying to connect the street.
Well, just fine. Sometimes it doesn't let go of an object. What if we went back to the camp?
Who?
Good question. Why does the mouth
Is
always...
Carlotta?
What is perhaps so?
Tell her I...
Why, my...
Is the Count receiving guests?
No. But...
I've got a few more...
Go.
Right. Notebook. Carriage.
I found someone who saw Reagan's carriage the other night.
Just let me know when you found Reagan.
And then...
Do you recognize this fabric?
Yes. It's... Do you know...
From Reagan's carriage?
Yes. Yes, from the canopy.
So, yeah, I don't think the Count is much help, aside from confirming that, yes, it was definitely his carriage. Reckme can confirm it. Alright. Hello, Nobby.
Did anyone report a speeding...
Funny you should ask that. He's been going on.
How...
Yeah, that's how we found the spot before, but now what we need to do is do the fabric bits.
Have you seen this fabric anywhere before?
No.
Oh, god damn it, Nobby. You're rubbish. Right. Yes, the milker is gone from the wharf now. But there is stuff here.
When the milker left, someone must have left one of the mooring lines behind. That was careless. Some people will steal anything.
Like us?
If I pride myself on anything, it's that I don't steal without a good reason. Well, I don't steal rope without a good reason.
Oh, but we don't steal rope without a good reason. Well, here's a good reason. We've got a grappling iron that's missing some rope.
Some people will steal anything, and that includes me, it seems.
There we go. Bollards.
Along the length of the wharf were hundreds of posts for mooring ships to. It seemed like a lot of bollards to me.
Ha ha ha. Literally just there for that joke, huh? Alright, fine. Now we can go back to the Magdalen Bridge. And maybe now that we've got grappling iron, we can do a bit of a climb down. Hey, would you look at that? We solved a puzzle.
There was something down there. I was sure of it. But I wasn't strong enough to pull it up.
We need someone strong, like, say, a troll. Like, say, Malachite. Who's just going to be like, fine, firmer. And it's just like, well, guess what, buddy? Something in the river.
Listen carefully, Malachite. I've been patient with you, and you owe me a favor. I need you to use the grapple to pull something out of the River Ankh. I don't know for sure what it is, but it's big. Too big for me to lift. But you could do it, and I figure you owe me one.
Find Therma!
All right, you big dumb troll. I'll carry on looking for Therma if you help me get this thing out of the river. Do we have a deal?
I pull thing. You find Therma.
Yes. You scratch my back and I'll scratch yours. Or something. Whatever you want scratched, within reason.
Don't want scratching. Find Therma.
Okay. You
working
pull
on it.
thing, I find Therma. Got it?
Need grapple.
That may be the first intelligent thing you've said to me.
Need grapple. I've got grapple. You gave it to me earlier, remember?
Ready now?
You lead.
With pleasure.
Here we go. Look at us solving puzzles. And all it took.
I hadn't been able to move whatever it was in the river. Malachite pulled it up onto the bridge like it was made of paper.
And all it took was you giving me some very
I
unsubtle
wasn't
hints.
surprised to learn it was Reagan's carriage, but it still wasn't clear how it ended up going off the bridge. Amidst the wreckage, I found a small ornamental box. But before I could examine it in detail, Malachite took an interest. I didn't want to give it to him, but he looked like he'd rupture a fault line if I didn't. He kept insisting that the box proved that Therma was alive, or at least that's my best interpretation of what he was trying to say. With his usual annoying habit, Malachite just walked off, taking the box with him.
But that was a
left
clue.
me to get back to my usual habit of not really knowing what was going on.
Yeah, that's about right for me. Cool. Well, what do we got?
The carcass of Reagan's carriage lay on the bridge like a beached whale.
Oh, no.
There was no doubt that it was Reagan, and there was no doubt that he was dead. The poor sap must have suffocated in the Ankh.
Clue mine.
I searched Reagan's body, but all I found was a pair of tiny bite marks on his ankle. Either he'd been bitten by a snake or a very small vampire.
Tiny vampire.
I searched it, but I'd already found everything of interest. The remains of a crate was all that was left.
Tiny bite marks on his ankle. Right, let's save that. Okay, I suppose we should probably tell the Count that his friend is dead.
I see Sir has returned.
Sir,
Who would say?
Why does my mouse always just default up to their own
is the
in this
Count
room?
No. But
I've got a few more questions.
Go.
Right, I'm afraid to say...
I'm afraid I have some bad news for you.
It's Reagan, isn't it? He's dead.
I'm afraid so. I found his carriage near the Magdalen Bridge. It must have lost control and skidded into the river. Reagan must have drowned, or suffocated. It's hard to say with a river like the Ankh.
Very well. Of course. I will pay you for your time. If you should hear anything else in connection with this case, please let me know. Otherwise, consider the case closed.
There is one thing. I think Reagan may have been involved with a troll singer named Therma. I'm not really sure about the details. I'm sort of investigating the Therma case at the moment. But since I'm not getting paid for it, I may have to give it up.
Indeed. How would you feel if I were to pay you for the Therma case and you continued to investigate it?
I'd feel a little bit richer and a lot happier.
Very well. It's agreed.
All right, there we go. Compare the picture with the body. I mean, we did say... is there anything else in the notebook we should talk about? Yeah. No, nothing else particularly new. I mean, I will do a double check of these things, but I'm fairly certain that he said it was definitely thingy Reagan.
One thing had been bugging me since I'd found Reagan's body. In the iconograph that the Count had given me, Reagan was bald.
Ah, wait.
Here, in the flesh, Reagan had a full head of hair.
Thank you,
I
Ray.
had to pull hard on his toupee to get it off. Reagan must have glued it on to stop it from flying off as he drove the carriage. Underneath the toupee was a small key. I guess it must have been important, or he wouldn't have glued it to his head.
A key, because for the thing in the thing. Right. Toupee key.
I figured a really good private investigator could do a lot of painstaking research and work out which box belonged to Reagan. But I figured, hey, the guy's a dwarf. So I just tried all the lockers on the bottom. It fitted into box 39 like a glove. Eventually. Inside was an envelope and a bracelet with carved wooden charms. The plot thickened, and you could already stand a spoon up in it.
Racist. Alright, we've got things. We've now got...
The envelope had come from Reagan's safety deposit box, and I had a feeling that it was important somehow. The thing was, it seemed to be empty.
An empty envelope.
I don't know why Reagan kept a charm bracelet in his safety deposit box, but I guess he wanted to keep it safe.
He did. We'll save in a sec. I just want to double check. What new notes we've got. If any. I got Reagan's murder. Okay, and that code. Is he being racist, or is he considering accessibility issues? I'm going to say the latter. I would say he's being racist but practical. It's ableist and practical, yeah. Is it ableism when we are talking about, like, you know, a distinct species, though? I know, this is where... Anyway, right, looking at the time, we've done some stuff. That'll do for today. We'll come back to this tomorrow. We will come back to this tomorrow, because I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. We have made progress. Thanks to Ray looking up the solution and going, Jesus. Anyway, right, what are we going to do? We're going to press the F1 button. We will, no, not load a game. We'll just make sure, we'll just do one last little save. Make sure that we're definitely saved before quit. are these games even possible to solve without hints? I mean, here's the thing. The first Discworld game was absolute bobbins, such absolute bollocks things. The second one was relatively easy. You know, it had... I don't think I called for many clues on that one. It had a lot of sense. This one's making some sense, but I don't know, the whole thing with the notebook and everything. It's just it's a faffy interface. It makes sense. There's a logic to it. Yeah, there's a bit of a lack of signposting, definitely. Yeah, the internet is definitely turning into a thing. So, stuff. Yeah, a lot of places. I mean, it's a lot of point and click games are you just loop around, ask about the new thing, and stuff. That's quite common for a lot of point and clicks. Seems to recall hearing about a Monty Python game where you had to click on some things and a certain number of times while the game would tell you that what you're doing was actually correct. Oh, fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. I like a bit of absurdist humour, but not in my point-and-click adventure game. Starship Titanic can go fuck itself. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, there is the beauty of the Windows XP hills, but now we're going to hear the beauty of the Windows XP turn-off noise. I just love doing that. I just like a little bit. I like a bit of nostalgia. Also, than that, we haven't read a single Discworld book and do not know the characters. I mean, one of the things here, though, is that part of the problem with the first couple of Discworld games were that they were broadly based on books, and so you probably had an advantage if you knew the books. Discworld Noir, they made a point of saying, no, let's write a brand new story with a bunch of brand new characters. So, really, I think it's only Nobby who we can say is like a proper recurring character. Yeah, right, okay. Don't need that mouse. That's not the mouse I need. Don't need that keyboard. I need this keyboard and this mouse. And then I need to have a look and see who's about for a raid. Stowe's on. She's just chatting. 3-year stream anniversary with Chaos, apparently. Lee Shaw is playing Final Fantasy X. If anyone fancies some Final Fantasy X, if anyone wants a bit of the old dodgeball or whatever it was called. But otherwise, if Stowe Hallett is Stowe's promising Chaos, and given that we have been talking about the Discordians, I tell you what. So on Sunday, I'm not going to do Sci-Fi Sunday with Sci-Fi Sunday Mob. I'm going to go see some other friends. They're like, should we do some board games on Sunday? I was like, yeah, actually, because having listened to a 6-part podcast about the Illuminati, I do own Steve Jackson Games' Illuminati board game, and I haven't had a chance to play it. I've owned it for about 4 years, and we've never had a chance to play it. So I'm going to play it on the weekend. It might be horrible. The thing is that TP and Matt are bastards when it comes to board games. They like a bit of bastard board games. And the Illuminati board game definitely is one for bastards. They do say that you should do at least like between 4 and 6 players to get the most out of diplomacy and negotiations, which I think means bastards. We'll see how it goes. I think it might just be 3 of us. I don't know. Maybe Lewis will show up. We'll see. I know Dan's not coming. Anyway, right. What are we going to do? We're going to see Stowe. Let's go see Stowe. We've been talking about Discworld. She's promising Chaos. Oh, Stowe Hallett. She's reasonable at cubes. Right. Thanks a lot, everyone. Lovely to spend time with you. I'm about tomorrow, so we'll probably... Should we pick up... God, it feels like weeks since everybody's gone to the Rapture, but everyone's gone to the Rapture to do. And then, of course, tomorrow night, 7 p.m, back for more Discworld Noir. We have a raid message there, because Ray is a fantastic mod, and it always gets straight on it. As soon as there's a raid message. Love you, Ray. You are, I would say, the best, but I don't think that's enough. I think we need to say something more, and I'm not sure what the word is. So we'll just have to stick with the best, but just know that the best just seems... It's not sufficient, is it? It doesn't feel sufficient. Oh no, packets. Packets. A little bit of packets there, right at the end. A little bit of packets as a treat. Anyway, you lot have been lovely. And talking of lovely people, Stowe Hamlet's lovely as well. So let's join in for some chaos. You know where to find me. I'm on the Discords, I'm on the Twitters, I'm on the Mastodons. All the information's in the down below. And now... we're going to go see Stowe Hamlet. Alright, I'll see you all soon. Goodbye.